Watching movies and jamming out. K-Flix 198.4 Fiction Radio.
Welcome back to K-Flix Fiction Radio. This week we're going back to 1964 via 1996 to the movie that features one of the all-time catchiest songs from a fictional band. It's That Thing You Do and the Oneaters.
Hey, that's the Oneaters.
Thank God they finally went with the actual spelling of Wonders. It's the Wonders, everyone.
It really cleared up a lot of confusion, but that is one of the greatest jokes of this movie.
Oh, yeah. Big fan.
Big fan of this film. Tom Hanks's directorial and screenwriterial debut.
Fantastic job.
Yeah, it's such a fun movie. It's heartwarming without being cheesy.
Yeah, it rides that line.
There's a lot of perfection in this, and I know I don't think it, I think it was considered a flop at the box office. It kind of came close to making its budget back, but when you figure in studio ad costs and all that, they always say that's actually not breaking even.
Right.
So yeah, bummer. But like a lot of the stuff we talk about on this show, it's gained a cult following, and with good reason. It's just such a delightful movie.
It is one of the most charming properties we've talked about on this program.
It's crazy. I love how they sneak a love story in without it being about that, but it's really sincere.
Yeah, it doesn't overtake the movie by any stretch.
No, it's weird. It's like a Wonder Years kind of thing. Maybe because it's the 60s. You don't feel like it's real life. You do feel like you're watching a movie, but at the same time, it pays such close attention to little details and little interactions between characters that moments feel so real.
Oh, the unbridled joy of them hearing their song on the radio for the first time.
Oh, when everybody's running to the appliance store.
Yes, filled me with such joy when Jimmy and Lenny pull up and they have to run out of their car into the shop like that. It's just so good.
Yeah, man. I love everything that happens around that appliance store. I love the parents.
The parents are so good, yeah.
So good. The way Holmes Osborne plays the dad as this like constantly muttering to himself, grumpy guy.
Yeah.
And then develops into like a big enthusiastic supporter of his son.
Yeah, which was really good to see.
Like everybody's supportive. It's not cheesy per se. It's a little bit of a stretch for me to believe that the original drummer, played by Giovanni Ribisi, is like so happy to see them succeed without him, but he is, and he becomes part of Guy's family back home.
Yeah, he's like the replacement Guy.
Yeah. Guy takes his job in the Wonders, and he takes Guy's job with his family.
Yeah,
and at the family business. All the early stuff, especially, like I read somewhere, I didn't catch this, but I read they made sure that when the band first comes together, before they've had any success, they're playing like Sears instruments.
Oh, yes.
There's no like Fender guitars or anything in there. Like it's
what they could afford.
Yeah, it was just what they could afford, what their parents would have bought them most likely, or what they, saved up over a summer for. I love that stuff. I love later in the movie, like how we get some good cringe. Like it's not like cringy cringe, but it's like just enough to go like, oh, it's so real. Like when Guy gets too drunk and meets his idol, Paxton.
Right.
When Guy is flirting with Faye the whole movie.
Oh, yeah.
Like real out in the open, awkwardly.
Big time. Yes.
But it all feels very real.
Dude, so every time I watch this, I get jump scared by Bryan Cranston. Did that happen for you? I always forget that he's in this for a brief moment, and I'm like, holy shit, Bryan Cranston.
Yeah, it did happen, and you even texted me about it, I think, before I watched it, and it still happened. I was still like, oh, wow. There he is, Bryan Cranston. I mean, this is a good time to mention, like, I have a list of, like, whoa, they're in this movie people.
Oh, totally. Yeah, everybody's in this thing.
Charlize Theron, Tom Hanks claims credit for discovering her.
Yeah.
There's this famous incident where he wrote that in her copy of the script, like, no matter what, I claim to be the one who, like, found you.
She was the first person cast in the movie, I believe.
One of, yeah. I mean, there's so much to read on the casting process. Like this, unlike a lot of the movies we cover, there's a wealth of material out there about it. Kind of too much for us to get through in a single episode. But yeah, she was early. Steve Zahn was early.
Yes.
He didn't, like, he read privately for his role, and Hanks loved it.
I think he was a part of like the original reading of the script.
Oh, was that so?
I think so.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Like they just needed people to read.
Right.
And they were like, oh, this guy, he's perfect for Lenny.
Yeah.
And he is so perfect. I mean, Steve Zahn is one of those never gets enough credit in my mind.
Never.
For how long and how well he's been doing this whole acting thing. I mean, that show Treme on HBO that nobody watched, he was great in. It was a great show, and he was great in it.
Saving Silverman is a big movie for me.
Saving Silverman is a hilarious piece of youth comedy, yeah, for me as well.
Yeah.
There are a few things that don't hold up in that one. Watched it recently.
True.
Real quick, before because there's some other main cast stuff, but let me get through my list of people like Charlize Theron and Cranston. I mean, Charlize Theron's in it for more than a minute, but we also get Shawn Whalen.
Yes.
Who I recognize primarily from Twister, but that's because I'm such a Twister head. We get Bryan Cranston. We get the whole Hanks family, not the whole one, but a lot of them. Colin Hanks shows up. His daughter Elizabeth Hanks shows up. His wife Rita Wilson is in the movie. We also get Paul Feig and Clint Howard as radio DJs.
Right. Yes.
We get Chris Isaac as Uncle Bob, the like cool uncle who produces their first record pressing.
He's like a priest or a minister, right?
He does music for church. That's all they really say.
Okay.
And apparently there are other scenes with him. There's an extended cut of this movie. I haven't seen it. Have you seen it?
That's like 3 hours long.
It's very long from what I've heard. There's extra stuff with him apparently recording a second song. There's extra stuff. You get some like insight into Guy and Charlize Theron's character breaking up a little more. She doesn't so much disappear like she does in the movie.
Right.
There's all kinds of stuff.
I haven't seen it.
And lastly, Kevin Pollak as Boss Vic Koss, and he's hilarious. He's such like a perfectly like kind of skeezy seeming guy.
Yes.
And this is the film debut of Tom Everett Scott, who plays Guy, aka Shades,
which is crazy,
aka the main character, which is crazy. He's so good. He's so natural. He apparently almost didn't get cast. Tom Hanks was a little worried that he looked too much like a young Tom Hanks until Rita Wilson said, "Go for it. He's cute," basically.
And I totally see what Tom was talking about. He looks the kid from Big.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, he is so good in this movie.
The thing I kept coming across is like this movie was apparently legendarily just fun to make. One of those like
Buckaroo Banzai type set where everyone's just in. Yep.
Just having the time of their lives. And it sounds like a lot of the production of this kind of hinged on Hollywood being like, I'm not going to say no to Tom Hanks. You know, that's why they were able to get a $25 million budget and just do it upright. Although they were smart because, Shawn, there is not a piece, not a scrap of real 1960s music in this movie.
Which is wild.
We've done so many of these, you know, period pieces, and there's always stuff, blatant stuff from the era to tie it in. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm amazed they pulled it off.
When I sat down to watch this movie, I remembered Del Paxton and I remembered The Wonders. Mm-hmm. And then the first song comes in and I'm like, is this a real song? And I looked into it. I'm like, it's fucking not.
No, Tom Hanks wrote it.
Right, exactly. Loving You Lots and Lots. Crazy.
Yeah, and it sounds like a folk tune from like the A Mighty Wind cast.
Exactly. 100% it does. It sounds like a new Main Street Singers song.
Yes.
But then you just keep getting all of these Playtone artists like layered in throughout the movie. And I'm like, holy shit, this thing is just loaded with fictional artists. Like I genuinely didn't remember all of the fictional artists in this movie.
Yeah, I mean, you get a lot right in a row in that awesome sequence at the Playtone tour whenever the Wonders first get picked up.
Oh, yeah, when they're doing the fairs.
They're doing the fairs, and you get all these cool... I mean, should we run through them real quick?
Yeah, totally.
You get the Chantrellines, who are like 60s girl group, a la like the Shirelles or the Ronettes or the Supremes, who we've talked about a bunch.
Yeah.
And that song hits everything you would want.
Yes.
Out of a song like that. Like, that's what's crazy is each of these artists is like sort of a different corner of the pop genre. at the time, and they nail all of them.
But they each seemingly had one hit, I guess, because they all come out and perform the ones. The concert is each act comes out, performs one song, and immediately runs off stage for the next one to come on.
Yeah, do you think that was a real thing, or is that just like, was it meant to be played that way, or was it just for the movie so we could see everybody? Was it like actually a whole day, or was it like they were playing one song and that's it?
I know that those traveling fairs, that is a real thing. Like those fair type tours, but I don't know if the concerts worked in that aspect of like, okay, everybody knows you for this one song. You're going to go out there, you're going to play that song for 2 minutes and 34 seconds, then you're going to run the fuck off. Like, I have no idea if that's how it worked, but I do know that is based on an actual thing.
Gotcha. Okay. I mean, I would presume in real life it was at least a couple songs, or that's a pretty short show.
I would hope.
In my mind, I'm just like, they would at least play the B-side just to be like, we played it. Who knows? There are a lot of artists there. We also get Freddie Fredrickson, who's like the crooner.
Yes.
Love his stuff. I mean, he's like Dean Martin, Sinatra, Tony Bennett, one of those guys.
Yeah, his song is called Theme from Mr. Downtown, which I guess is like a television show called Mr. Downtown, like a fictional television show.
Yeah, takes you back to the like Blues Brothers, like playing a TV theme song live because that's what the people want.
Right, yeah, exactly. It's funny you should say that. I'll loop back to it in a second. Here is the theme from Mr. Downtown.
Mr. Downtown, Mr. Downtown.
This strike any chords for you here, Dustin?
I mean, it sounds like a croonery theme song for like a detective show or something.
Well, to me, you just brought up the Blues Brothers. Sounds a little bit like the Peter Gunn theme.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it's like exact.
Right? By Henry Mancini. This is a theme song for a television show. So I really think that Mr. Downtown was probably Peter Gunn.
Sure. I think you nailed it on that one. Yeah, that's a fun thing to do, to include like it's a TV theme that the people want to hear. Also, how like he's kind of the fad that's going out and they're the fad that's coming in. They're the Beatles era, boy band pop thing.
You get that sort of sense of him being the on the way out and them being on the way in from their first interaction.
From their meeting, yeah, because they're like, Guy is like, oh my God, I love your stuff, I love all your records.
Yeah, he starts singing the song. And then Freddie's like, no, I'm fucking out of here.
Another great, real, awkward moment. We also get Diane Dane. She's like the teen idol style pop star, the Taylor Swift over time.
Also the temptress for Jimmy.
Yes. Oh, Jimmy, you got a big head real quick.
Yeah, you did.
We also get the Vicksburgs with their song Drive Faster, which is like a surf rock tune. I love a good surf rock tune.
It's pretty good.
When I think of surf rock, I think of Dick Dale.
Absolutely, yes.
I mean, he's kind of become the cornerstone of how that is remembered. And when I think of Dick Dale, I think of the song Miserlou.
Oh,
as I think most people do, even if they don't know the name of it. It's the opening credit song from Pulp Fiction.
Exactly, yes.
You've definitely heard it. But Shawn, I found out something new about Miserlou that I didn't know.
Oh, yeah?
It's not new. In fact, it's quite old. The song Miserlou dates back to at least the very early 1900s. It was first recorded in 1927.
Whoa.
But no one knows who the actual composer of this song is. Various people have like claimed copyrights on it just because whoever like recorded it took the credit, basically.
Okay.
But it was this like Turkish/Greek folk song in the early 1900s. I have the original 1927 recording. This is the first known recording of it. And this is by Tetos Dimitriadis.
Wow.
Yeah, the like main guitar line is totally lifted. I mean, not lifted. It is a cover.
Is that like a violin or something? What is the instrumentation, do you think?
I'm confident it's a stringed instrument. Sorry, I'm confident it's a string instrument played with a bow.
Okay. All right. There we go.
Could I tell you a viola versus a violin? No.
Oh, well,
I couldn't.
fuck. No, I can't either. Okay, fair.
Or a more specific, regional instrument that's a lot like a violin, because those exist too. That I don't know. But I just had no idea that, Dick Dale wasn't the creator of that riff.
Yeah, that's wild.
It has nothing to do with that thing you do, but we're never going to have a better opportunity to talk about it.
Oh, there's got to be some fictional surf rock band out there. If you know of a fictional surf rock band out there, ladies and gentlemen, shoot us an email.
Yeah, let us know. Certainly they exist.
fictionradiopod@gmail.com.
Rounding out the the Playtone lineup, we also get the Saturn V, which is a great name for like space age. Like, we're in the going to the moon business. Everybody's excited about space stuff.
Yep.
So, of course, there's a group called the Saturn V. And, of course, in a Tom Hanks movie, we're going to talk about the rocket that propelled the Apollo spacecraft. And they have a song called Voyage Around the Moon. But that was, again, based on a real thing. There was totally, like, novelty stuff. We've talked about novelty stuff before, but, like, having, like, theremin and stuff in your songs and playing, like, spacey music, total 60s thing.
Just circling back, we mentioned the song that opens this movie being Lovin' You Lots and Lots, but the fictional band that created that song is the Norm Worcester Singers.
And God, I would love to hear more by them. It really caught me off guard too. Just when I turned the movie on, I was like, oh, I forgot about this song. How good it is.
I forgot about, again, mostly all of the songs that weren't Wonder's songs.
Yeah.
Or more so, not remembering that they all came from fictional artists. I'll say that.
That's really what it was, yeah.
Because I remember the songs. I just didn't remember them not being real songs.
Isn't it crazy that hiring like various songwriters and musicians and recording studios and all that was more cost effective than licensing music? Like, isn't that wild?
Pretty wild, yeah.
And pretty much all of those songs, with a couple exceptions, but pretty much all of those songs were produced by some combination of Tom Hanks himself, Gary Getzman, and Mike Piccirillo.
Yes.
Real quick, I'm going to kind of go into my history of these three that I know of.
Go right ahead.
Gary Getzman, first and foremost, nowadays is known as a movie producer or a film and TV producer, and he is one of the co-founders of Playtone, the real company, Tom Hanks' real production company. Tom Hanks and Gary Getzman are partners in it. Gary Getzman he's the Brian Grazer to Hanks's Ron Howard.
Right.
And it's funny because I like all of those guys, including Howard, run in kind of the same circle.
I mean, Hanks made a lot of movies with Ron Howard.
Yeah, and I'm sure Hanks at some point, to some extent, was inspired by Ron Howard's setup to go like, I want to start me one of those production companies.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you're going to mimic anybody, Ron Howard's a pretty good person to be like, and rinse and repeat.
Yeah, definitely. Now, to zero in on Gary Getzman real quick, that is how we know him, but he's also known for some other stuff. One quick fun fact, I didn't know this, he is the inspiration for the movie Licorice Pizza by P.T. Anderson that came out in 2021.
Okay.
That's all based on Getzman's like real life upbringing as a waterbed salesman.
All right.
And also as like a performer. Like he like as a kid, I think, went on, TV variety shows and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
He went on to become a music producer, and he teamed up with Mike Piccirillo, the other guy credited on these tracks, and they have produced a ton of stuff, including hit songs for Smokey Robinson, Robert John, Kim Carnes. They also wrote for Natalie Cole, LaToya Jackson, Tiffany, bunch of folks over the years. So Gary is sort of the bridge between these two. He has this long-standing partnership with with Mike Piccirillo, and then he has this new partnership with Tom Hanks.
Right. Yeah. A blending of worlds.
Also, fun fact, Gary Getzman is listed as management on the credits for the Martini Ranch LP.
No shit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Well, but there's the Paxton connection.
Which, I mean, there's a character in this movie named in honor of Bill Paxton.
Del Paxton. Yes. Uh-huh.
What else do we know about this? The four band members practiced together for 8 weeks, I think.
Yeah.
To learn to play the songs.
And then again on the weekends when they weren't shooting, they were still practicing.
It shows, We always talk about, like, if you put in the effort to look like you're playing that actual song, it's so much better for the movie. And they do every time.
One of the cool stories involving the band, So they were doing the band rehearsals before they did the read-through with the entire cast and crew. So when the songs would come up during the read-through, the band would get up onto a stage and play the songs, which is really awesome.
Whoa. Yeah.
And before the read-through, all 4 of the guys went out to Goodwill's, I think on Melrose, they said, and bought matching outfits.
Oh, nice. All that stuff counts, man. Like you can just tell they treated the music so seriously.
Yes.
And that's why we're talking about it, why it's considered great nowadays.
Just to formally run through who the members of the band are and the actors who played them. Guy Patterson is the drummer, played by Tom Everett Scott. Lenny is the lead guitarist, played by Steve Zahn. Jimmy, the lead vocalist, is John Scheck. And TB Player is the bass player.
credited in the movie as TB Player.
Yes, yeah. Who Ethan Embry, the actor who played TB Player, decided to name Tobias.
Yes, he went with Tobias as the presumed actual first name.
Yes.
The bass player joke is funny because they just call him the bass player the whole time. And then they get a replacement. Like he goes AWOL. He's at Disneyland.
Uh-huh.
And then they get a replacement who has 2 names. Wolfman Scott Pell.
So there's a funny detail involving the bass player's name inside of the movie. When Faye is introducing the bass player to a member of the Chantrellines, if you read her lips, she just says, "And this is our bass player."
Yeah, they keep the joke throughout.
Which is pretty great. And the members of the Wonders are also members of a fictional band inside the universe of the movie, which I found to be pretty awesome.
Yeah, they're in the movie.
Yeah.
In like one of those cheap, like Elvis style, like teen beach movie.
Playing a fictional band called Captain Geach and the Shrimp Shack Shooters.
Which, fun fact, apparently both of those, Captain Geach's and the Shrimp Shack, were like real restaurants / bars in South Carolina that Tom Hanks was aware of when he wrote this.
Oh, well, they were restaurants that he went to while filming Forrest Gump.
That's right, yeah.
Captain Geach is unfortunately closed now, but the Shrimp Shack is still open.
Remains open.
Yeah, as of this recording right now, yes.
Speaking of, I don't think we mentioned, he wrote this movie when he was on the press tour for Forrest Gump. He wrote it in about 30 days, I believe.
Very impressive.
So we mentioned Del Paxton before. I want to play a little clip of the Del Paxton tune that is on the soundtrack. This is called Time to Blow. So Del Paxton is introduced as sort of like seemingly one of the great jazz piano players. He's pretty revered. Guy knows his work very well as a drummer.
For so many years of my life, I thought that he was a real person.
Del Paxton?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, seems real. I don't think he's based on anyone very specifically, but like Thelonious Monk kind of checks the boxes.
Sure, I can hear that.
As far as piano player, band leader type. This is a clip from Nutty from his album Monk.
Del Paxton does get to play with Guy at the end of the movie too.
They do, yeah.
Which is
they
pretty
play
cool.
Together,
yeah.
Which is a special moment for Guy, for sure.
Very special moment.
I love that, like, the way we experience the movie through Guy's eyes.
Oh, yeah.
How you can be like, wow, this huge thing is happening to them, but at the same time, like, he's most excited to be in a room with this guy, Del Paxton, because he's so inspired by his work, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing that just makes you want to stand up and say,
I'm Spartacus. I'm Spartacus. I'm Spartacus.
I led you here, for I am Spartacus.
For I am Spartacus. The I am Spartacus lines all over it. I like them. It's silly.
Yeah.
And it works because it's this movie, Spartacus, by Stanley Kubrick, came out in 1960. So it's topical. It's on people's minds.
Of course.
It was a huge, big cinematic film. So, like, of course people are quoting lines from it. That's what we do. We quote lines from movies.
Yeah. absolutely.
So it's another one of those little details I love. And even the way he says it, where like you hear it now and you're like, it sounds kind of dumb, dude. Because it doesn't mean anything to us because we didn't just see Spartacus. But it's like you recognize that it's like, we've all had these in-jokes that go out of style and like maybe we carry them on a little too long.
Oh, yeah, totally.
It's perfect.
Oh, you know what else is perfect, Dustin? We're getting a phone call.
Look at that.
Thanks for calling K-Flix Fiction Radio. You're live on the air. What's your name and from where are you calling?
Hey guys, I heard you were talking that thing you do, the song documentary there, and I thought I got the time. I figured you might want to talk to me. It's me, Guy Patterson, from The Wonders.
The drummer? Wait. Are we talking to Tom Everett Scott? The actor?
No, I'm not an actor. No, I'm a drummer. Guy Patterson. Maybe you might know me as Shades. I also go by Skitch.
Right, yeah.
Might even go by Spartacus.
Oh, right,
yeah.
Yeah, you do say that a lot. Is that your favorite movie?
Yeah, it's up there. Absolutely, yeah. Love that
Brian,
movie.
what are you doing? Brian, what are you doing? Who you on the phone with?
Oh, hey, Faye. What's up? That's my gal pal. That's my gal pal and Faye, my wife of my 4 children.
What are you talking? Okay,
We
you're
raised
doing
4
it again.
children in Venice,
You're not-
California.
No, you're not from that thing you do. You're doing it again. Brian, you're just Brian, okay?
Yeah.
You like work at a bank. You literally, oh my God. Hello? Okay, who's he?
Yeah.
Who's on the line? Hello?
Yeah. You're live on K-Flix Fiction Radio right now.
Okay. Yeah, my boyfriend keeps doing this. He woke up from a coma and that thing you do is on TV and now he like thinks he's Guy Patterson, but his name is Brian von Gonablitz.
Oh.
He works at a bank.
Oh.
Well, I work at I maybe for like part-time, pay a few extra of the bills. The music conservatory that I run doesn't bring in the bacon
You don't run a music
like I
conservatory.
wanted
You
to
do
all the
work
time.
part-time.
But I teach jazz
No.
composition there, and it's more of a it's
Brian,
a passion,
Brian,
not so
stop.
much a hobby.
Stop saying you do work part-time, but it's only because they won't give you more hours. Okay, you don't run a music conservatory. Jesus Christ. Oh my. Brian, you have to stop calling people, okay? I can't handle this. You've been out of the coma for like 8 months. You have to move on.
Oof.
Have to get back to our normal life. You haven't raised our daughter with me.
One of our daughters. We have 3 daughters, 4 children total, as you know, honey.
What?
From the end credit.
Right, yeah, it does say that in the end credits, yeah.
Okay, I haven't seen it.
As all of
I
us know,
can't-
we raised them in Venice, but then we moved to Bainbridge, Island, Washington, of course. So that's where I'm calling from, because that's where I live.
We live in Ventura County.
Yeah, I didn't think that to be factually accurate, yeah.
We live near the Camarillo outlets.
So, it was a long time ago, obviously, but I'm figuring you guys are going to want to ask me about what it was like at the time. And boy, it was a rush. It was a good time
Are you talking about waking up from the coma?
with the boys.
Oh, no, you're talking about the movie again.
Lenny, Jimmy.
Yeah, okay. Shades, I do have just a quick question for you.
Yeah. Mr. White, the manager gave me that, the name, Shades.
Yeah, we saw that.
We did see that in the movie.
Don't call him that. Please don't call him that. Please don't encourage him.
Well,
You can call him Brian or you can call him Bry Guy.
Guy, just Guy.
Bry Guy's cool.
Well, I guess.
It's like a combo of the two. It's a compromise.
That seems fair. Yeah.
It is something I'll answer to.
That's not how I intended it, but yeah, okay.
I'll only hear the second word, and I'll answer to that.
Okay. Bry Guy, we want to know what it was like. We do have questions about your life.
Great.
What was it like to play during a riot at a restaurant?
That's an interesting. I don't know. I wouldn't know. That didn't happen.
Yeah, that didn't happen to you. That's great.
Well, it certainly happened to Guy Patterson.
No, not during. No, not never in my life.
Oh, it's interesting that you don't remember any of the deleted scenes from the movie there, Bry Guy.
Life doesn't have deleted scenes, boy, if it did, that'd be wonderful. But
Oh, I thought he was realizing he's that guy.
that doesn't.
It's just a deleted thing.
Sounded like you was coming out of it for a minute.
Yeah.
That didn't happen.
We can try again, Bry Guy. What was it like to meet Mr. White's partner?
Well, I think you must be thinking of our first manager, They weren't partners. A lot of people are confused by that. But no, it was kind of an exchange thing, happened in the Chinese restaurant.
That's no.
No?
Romantic partner.
I don't think I ever had the pleasure.
Okay, Brian,
That's interesting.
no one likes what you're doing. No one likes this. You can't satisfy me. You can't satisfy them with these answers. You have to let it go. Okay, you have to be Brian again. You have to raise little Chelsea.
They must be confusing me with someone else because I didn't. Well, although Mr. White, I did know Mr. White, so I'm a little that
You're
one's
confusing you with someone else.
that's a stumper.
I mean, I don't really know why they're still talking to you, but you're just confusing yourself with someone else.
Anyway, I didn't get to meet his partner, but what was I would have liked to have.
No, you definitely did. It was played by Howie Long.
The football player, Howie Long?
Yeah, absolutely.
Played by played by.
Come on. You're gonna get there. You're gonna get there.
This was the '60s. He would have been not alive.
No.
That doesn't. No.
Actually, it took place in 1996.
What?
Yeah, the filming of That Thing You Do.
Right.
That Thing You Do is the song. You number one hit.
Like
Fastest
climbing, and it's so unattractive.
The fastest climbing up the charts. The single. Playtone.
So unappealing. Oh my god.
No.
All right, so I thought that this might help. I'm sorry. I think I may have made it worse.
Made it so much worse.
I think you broke him.
Howie Long. Nuh-uh.
Oh my.
Nuh-uh. But because I know who that is. How do I know who that is?
Maybe you should call someone that's not K-Flix Fiction Radio.
I'm just gonna put him outside. I'm just gonna kick him
Get
out.
me in the herdsman.
It's gotta be over.
Yeah, I think that's a good plan.
Skitch.
All right, well,
Best of luck to you. Thanks for calling
Skitch
K-Flix.
Patterson.
Thanks for ruining him even more.
Thanks for calling.
No.
Shawn, that shit happened again.
The calls just get crazier. That may be the craziest call we've ever had.
Are we on like a prank list?
I think we might be. That is absolutely ludicrous. Gladstone, how the hell do you let these calls come in? That's crazy. That guy thought he was Guy Patterson.
That was nuts. Well, like all of our callers, I hope he gets the help he needs.
Yeah, I mean, I feel bad that we couldn't do it. I tried to snap him out of it by suggesting, the deleted scenes things.
Well, good luck to him.
Godspeed, Bry Guy.
Now, Shawn, before we get into all of the original songs by the Wonders in this movie, there is one little teeny tiny piece of original music in this film. Don't worry, it's not copyrighted. That is not on the soundtrack, but was vital, and I'll tell you why in a sec. But this clip...
I quit. I quit, Mr. White.
...was improvised by Jonathan Scheck during his audition for this movie.
Yes.
And apparently that, along with the fact that he showed up in costume as a 60s rock and roll guy, are kind of what got him the part, according to Hanks.
I love that story.
It's good. Yeah, it was just written as I quit in the script. And he's like, I'm a singer, I'll sing it. And he did.
That's the stuff that makes or breaks in the audition room,
Yeah. A lot of folks in this had little stories like that where it just clicked just right. It's so cool.
Just a real quick, it is so impressive that Tom Everett Scott did not know how to play the drums before this movie.
I know. He looks like a pro. He's even holding the left hand, proper jazz style.
Oh my God, so good. Steve Zahn and Ethan Embry both had experience with their instruments, the bass and the guitar.
That's what I read. Okay.
And I think that Tom Everett Scott did play the guitar a little bit, but not the drums.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that goes a long way. Understanding anything about music helps you do other things in music, I guess.
Sure.
But yeah, that's it's wild. He was able to pick it up and play entirely convincingly on screen.
He really was Shades.
He really was, yeah.
Working our way into the songs by the Wonders. First up, we're gonna do the song where Lenny takes lead vocals, Dance With Me Tonight. And this song was written by Scott Rogness and Rick Elias. Got that Chuck Berry guitar coming in here.
Uh-huh.
I love this song. Big fan of it.
It's a great song. It's the one song in the whole film where I admittedly did not believe that the person singing it was singing it.
Oh, fair.
For whatever reason, the voices line up great for everybody else, for all the side acts, everything. I didn't for a second believe Steve Zahn was singing this. It's a bit of the Marty McFly mouth situation.
Well, and like you hear Steve Zahn talking so much throughout the movie, you're like,
In a very specific Steve Zahn way.
Yeah, like I don't believe that a voice like that's coming out when I've heard that man's voice the whole movie, you know?
Absolutely, yeah.
Doesn't take away my enjoyment of the song at all when they're performing it in the film or when I'm listening to it outside of it. I love it.
It's excellent.
And this is the first time that I've ever sort of listened to the song trying to figure out, you know, like where parts of it may have come from or been inspired by. So
Sure, yeah.
this is a brand new revelation for me. There's a specific moment in the song that reminds me of something else. So I'm going to play that moment and see if it jars anything for you, Dustin.
Come on, pretty baby, won't you dance with me? Dance with me. Dance with me. Tell your mama that you're leaving.
Two elements of the twist,
Oh, okay.
for sure.
Yeah. I mean, that's not where my brain went with it, but I can hear that for sure.
What did you get to?
What I came up with is The Contours' Do You Love Me?
Oh, yeah.
And then it comes back in with the music here,
Oh, yeah.
right?
I think I was thinking of this.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking of that in my head, and I just put it in the twist.
Right.
They're both cut from the same cloth, but
Of course.
But yeah, no, that is, yep, that's it right there. You got it.
I was watching the performance in the movie, and when Jimmy and the bass player did the layerings at the mic at the same time, I was like, oh my God, it's Do You Love Me? Yes.
Yeah, that is definitely a shout out to Do You Love Me.
And Do You Love Me was from 1962, so it's even like super era appropriate.
Yeah, I would expect nothing less from these guys at this point.
That's so true. Yeah, the detail is nuts.
It's even, it's a lot like some of the Blues Brothers stuff, where Dan Aykroyd is such a walking encyclopedia on the subject matter.
Yes.
That it's like you just have to get it right. And I would say they're even more sticklers in this. Like Blues Brothers has some latitude for comedy.
Right.
I mean, this is a comedy, but it's not that kind of comedy.
No, it's not a Blues Brothers comedy.
There's a little more jokes in service of plot, not the other way around.
Right.
Next song I want to talk about, Shawn, is Little Wild One.
Little wild one, my little wild one. Oh, I love my girl fine, but when I need a wild time, little wild one, I'll come back to you.
I would say most of the Wonders songs were kind of written by that combination of Rick Elias and Scott Rogness, and you get Rick's brother in there as well for certain songs. This one's a little different. It still fits totally with the era, but it is a whole different group of songwriters than the other Wonders songs, and I wanted to bring them up because we've kind of talked about them before. It was written by like an actual real-life band.
It was.
Like a group of four guys known as Gigolo Ants. Ants like your uncle's wife.
Yes, not the insect.
Gigolo Ants. So this band had some success in the like alternative rock scene in the early 90s. Mm-hmm. Here's a little bit of their song Cope.
Got a hole in my head, got a hole in my heart, got a hole where my soul's supposed to be. Can't you see this is hard for me?
Wildly different than the song that they wrote for That Thing You Do, but like you can hear how they're in that like Gin Blossoms, Counting Crows, REM inspired world that we were in the early 90s.
Definitely.
But the thing that made this most notable to me, Shawn, is we've talked about at least one member of this band before, the member Dave Gibbs.
Uh-huh.
Now, Dave was one of the co-writers for this song, 3 Small Words from Josie and the Pussycats.
Great song.
So he's had some movie songs.
Well, so I know that band from having a song on the Dumb and Dumber soundtrack.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The song on Dumb and Dumber is Where I Find My Heaven.
Hey, Monday morning, it's only for the grave, and the blood flows through my heart and veins like sand as I shake.
So, yes, to prove your point, they do have a lot of songs and soundtracks.
They do.
I would like to do something a little bit different from the normal and slow things down with a ballad. We're going to do the B-side for That Thing You Do before we do the A-side. So here comes All My Only Dreams.
And when I close my eyes, you'll be right by my side. If I could only have one wish, you'd be the girl whose lips I'd kiss. All my only dreams.
Can't give the people a K-Flicks episode without some song that harkens back to the doo-woppy goodness of the 50s.
Yeah, that one's like sort of Roy Orbison-y in its like plucky guitar, you know?
Yeah, and it's like sad boyness.
Yeah, totally.
Roy Orbison was the original sad boy.
Yeah, the original emo king. Now, I wanted to bring up this song for one very specific reason, and it's something that I didn't really know about beforehand, but it made me giggle, so I would like to share it with all of you in case it's something that you missed, because I have also seen this film, and I didn't remember it happening. So there's a cover of this song in another movie that, and the soundtrack is on Playtone Records.
In another movie?
Yeah.
And the soundtrack is on Playtone. Okay, that narrows it down significantly. I believe we listed every record on Playtone recently.
We did, yes. It's from the first My Big Fat Greek Wedding movie.
I was going to say, yeah.
And it is played at the very end of the movie for maybe like 15 or 20 seconds. There's a full cover on the soundtrack, but in the movie, it's really small, and it's done by the wedding singer.
Oh.
The wedding singer is played by, and I tried to find some sort of reference for how to pronounce this man's last name. I'm going to give it my best shot. It's performed by John Tisfikis.
If I could only have one wish, it'd be the girl whose lips I kiss. Oh, my only dream.
What was that? Like a mandolin? Was that with the?
Oh.
That was really sick.
That was sick. Mandolin or something, again, like it.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
But that was like a whole new flavor.
That was a fun cover. Also, a smart business decision by the folks at Playtone.
Oh, yeah.
Getting some more royalties on their own music.
100%. Yes. Smart play. Well, we have this song in-house. Please feel free to use it.
From our back catalog of the other movie we produced. Yeah, that's amazing.
I was pretty pleased when I found that, just because it sounds so different.
All right, Shawn, what do you say we take it to the main event?
I think the people have been waiting patiently.
We hear the song That Thing You Do a lot in the movie That Thing You Do. Mm-hmm. But I don't really get tired of it.
Never.
It's a shot of joy every time they play it.
It helps that there are slightly different versions of it throughout.
Definitely. It also reinforces like what it is to have a one-hit wonder.
Absolutely.
Nobody's screaming for other songs. That's what they want to hear when you have a hit until you have another hit.
Yep.
So this song was, I guess, from what I understand, there was a contest
Yeah.
to write the song That Thing You Do for this movie.
Which is pretty cool.
And we don't have the exhaustive list of entries in this contest. There were apparently over 300 submissions.
And that is a wild number.
Yes. Some of the names I've seen for artists that submitted attempts at this were the band Squeeze,
Oh, okay.
Marshall Crenshaw, and the Gin Blossoms,
No way.
and the band They Might Be Giants. Specifically, They Might Be Giants have said that they think theirs was rejected for being too punk.
Oh, okay. Well, even Hanks wrote a song and submitted it to his own contest.
He did, yes. And the fair leader that he is, he didn't pick it.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, it's crazy. The folks who won out in the, or the guy ultimately who won out is Adam Schlesinger.
Yes, who we've talked about a number of times on the show so far.
Many times. Yes, he was also a part of the Josie and the Pussycats soundtrack.
He was.
Most known as the bass player and singer for the band Fountains of Wayne.
Yeah.
Yeah, he took a crack at this thing kind of just like as an exercise. Like, I don't think he planned on winning, on having this being in the movie.
No.
He was just like, yeah, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, he was starting Fountains of Wayne as he was writing this song, I think, right? Like, didn't the movie come out around the same time as their first album?
It sounds right. Yeah, what I read was an interview where he said, like, he was at a point in his career where he was, like, getting real focused on just doing the art thing and not worrying about trying to make it big or make money. And then he goes and writes what became a legitimately big hit song in our real world.
Yeah, it went up to number 41 on the Billboard Hot 100.
That's crazy. Life imitating art.
Yeah.
So the song, That Thing You Do, also includes vocals by Mike Viola, another guy we've talked about on the show before.
Yeah, wrote some songs for the Walk Hard movie.
He did, yeah.
Yeah, he is the voice of Jimmy for all of the songs, isn't he?
Yeah, he's the voice of Jimmy. It's been tough. You know, we say they throw us curveballs sometimes in the credits, and this one's no exception. The soundtrack for this movie, like the credits are just, the performance credits at least, are just listed as The Wonders.
I hate when that happens.
So we don't really know who sang. I mean, they even have the producer as Uncle Bob. Like they went full in universe for part of it, except for the songwriting credits.
Yeah.
So I don't know who provided, for example, Steve Zahn's singing voice.
Yeah, I don't know either.
But we do know that Mike Viola was Jimmy's voice, the voice we hear most of the time.
Now that all of that is covered, what do you say we give the folks a little taste of this wonderful earworm, That Thing You Do?
Doing that thing you do, breaking my heart into a million.
I love that when we see them recording this with Uncle Bob, we see him and Faye doing the clap parts on a microphone
Oh, yeah.
back at the production desk.
Uh-huh.
It's like, oh yeah, that's real. That's how they would do that. Because there are some prominent hand claps in this,
They're really good.
and it really makes the vibe of the song.
It really does. So apparently the instructions for the contest to write this song, they were told to write an American band that was a knockoff of the Beatles.
Okay.
And Adam Schlesinger used bands like the Knickerbockers as inspiration for this song.
Oh.
So here is Lies by the Knickerbockers.
Lies, lies, you're telling me that you'll be true.
Yep.
I can definitely hear it.
Oh yeah.
Certainly an American Beatles.
Oh yeah. This sounds like an American answer to the British invasion. Yep. I mean, the Monkees, I would have always considered the ultimate American answer to the British invasion.
Sure.
Kind of the ultimate fake band, too. So many real hits for a fake band.
Yeah, that's going to be one hell of an episode when we finally get to that.
Oh gosh, yeah.
But there's a specific Beatles moment in this song, and I was curious if it stuck out to you, Dustin.
Okay.
So here's a little moment from That Thing You Do.
And it just can't take it anymore.
That stick out for you?
I mean, it makes me think of Twist and Shout again.
Twist and shout again.
Yeah.
Oh, well, see, I
just have Twist and Shout on the brain.
I think you just need to get up and twist and shout yourself.
I guess so.
To me, that registered as Can't Buy Me Love by the Beatles.
Money can buy me love.
Yeah. That's it. That's the one.
Right?
I feel like they do that in their version of Twist and Shout as well. But I may be crazy. I don't know.
But they probably do.
I'm definitely relying on a crutch here every time you ask me what it reminds me of. Twist and Shout is just kind of the ultimate, like, that era song.
Sure. I'm not faulting it. It was just the way that scream comes in and then like right back into the guitar and, you know.
Yeah. That's that little stuff that makes it real.
That's true.
You know, because they didn't, like, one thing I don't think they did on this was like the whole, oh, we got to play on vintage instruments. Like, I'm sure it was just recorded with modern equipment.
Probably.
But, I mean, it sounds that way. But everything else hits so well that it doesn't bother me at all.
No. And this song, again, hugely successful. It was nominated for both a Golden Globe and an Oscar, but unfortunately lost both times to You Must Love Me from Evita. So Andrew Lloyd Webber came in and kicked Adam's butt.
It's kind of cheap to me when a musical, like a stage musical, wins an Academy Award.
I kind of agree.
I mean, they have Tonys for that, but I don't know. Like, this is how EGOTs happen. Like, people who do strange corner jobs in one business get all their awards this way.
You got to find your in somehow.
Yep. I have a clip real quick of the original artists, if you will, of Adam and Mike.
Oh, great.
Doing this live in '07 at the Tribeca Film Festival. It's a nice chilled version. It's just the two guys on electric guitar and bass. But yeah, drumless, so a little more laid back.
Yeah.
I mean, this is definitely someone's phone recording, so it is what it is.
Of course.
But I wanted to get one by the actual guys.
Speaking of that, I have a version from the actual band members of Tom Everett Scott, Jonathan Sheck, and Ethan Embry. In 2017, they did
Everybody but Zahn.
So Zahn is kind of there. There's a person in like a paper Steve Zahn mask, but he's not playing an instrument or anything. He's just sort of standing on stage. But this was performed at the Roxy here in Los Angeles in 2017. Ethan Embry is so insanely jazzed to be up there. It's so good to watch him just bobbing around playing the bass.
Nice. Yeah.
It's so good.
That's cool. I mean, they never actually got to play it in the movie that we heard.
Right.
So it's fun to hear it from the real band, if you will.
Yeah, totally. And I also came across a few covers of this song that I thought were pretty fun. So I would like to run through those just real quick in a speedy fashion. In order, we're going to hit The Knack from 1998.
The Knack?
Yes.
The Knack? The Knack?
The Knack.
By Sharona?
Yes. The Knack.
Okay.
Then we're going to go to Newfound Glory in 2000.
Oh, I remember that one.
And we're going to wrap it up with Billy Joe Armstrong from 2020.
Lead singer of Green Day.
Yes.
I mean, The Knack, this is like would have been an actual contemporary of The Wonders.
It would have been, yeah. Which is really great.
The Travis Barker drums version. We should clarify, it's not Travis Barker because he just show up on a lot of stuff.
Right, yeah, he really does.
Just that era of pop punk drumming. Billy Joe Armstrong has such a unique vocal sense. Like, you can pick him out. Like, that could, like, no offense to Green Day or whatever. Like, that could have been any band, though, playing that. But, like, instantly clocked it as them because of his vocals.
Oh, yeah.
The way he, like, bends around, like, it's like there's something in that. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Yes.
When I just say, it's like the same thing you do with your mouth to do an Arnold Schwarzenegger, to do Billy Joe Armstrong singing.
Oh, right.
It's fluid. It's really fluid in the way it moves.
I hadn't really thought about comparing Billy Joe Armstrong singing styles to Arnold Schwarzenegger before.
Neither did I, but it just came out. But it's something about how he moves from word to word.
That's really funny.
It's a super fun song to cover, and I'm sure there are thousands of other covers of it.
Oh, yeah. Totally.
But nice picking on those three.
Good on them. Good on us. We're wrapping up this episode, which means, Dustin, I'm going to be hitting you with this question here.
My favorite question.
If
what did
any.
I have for breakfast? Oh, sorry.
Yes. Also, what did you have for breakfast?
Shit. I made the comment, and I don't remember.
You don't? Oh, okay. Do you remember talking about all the... Oh, shit, we forgot a band.
We forgot a band?
The Herdsmen.
Oh, the Herdsmen. Yes.
Jimmy's second band. The Herdsmen.
Yeah. The Herdsman was the name he originally proposed before the Wonders, before the Oneaters. Yeah, he's got another band.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of trivia apparently in the... I read this. You have the soundtrack, I assume.
I do. I have it on vinyl. Thank you, Mondo.
In the liner notes for that, they mentioned that Jimmy Mattingly ended up recording a hit song called She Knows It, which is we hear by the Herdsmen over the end credits, and that he became a producer for Playtone Artists. And in that same liner note section, they also mentioned that Mr. White, Tom Hanks' character, gets promoted to president of the label.
Yes. Yeah. Great for him.
Yeah.
Well, good. I'm glad that I saw that in my notes as we were trying to wrap that up. Now, circling back, Dustin, since you don't remember what you had for breakfast, hopefully you remember all of the fictional artists from this movie. And if any of them were real, would you listen to them in our reality?
Emphatically, yes. They're all so good.
They are amazing.
I desperately want more by all of the like extra Playtone artists.
Oh, yes.
I mean, we get enough Wonders to like go on.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I'd take more, sure.
Of course, yeah.
I would love if they stuck together to see what, year 5 would be like for them, analogous to like how the Beatles evolved from this kind of music to where they went,
Right.
But yeah, oh, hell yeah. I want more of all of it.
I would also just like to hear what songs Guy is a studio drummer for.
Oh, yeah.
Because like I bet, like he probably got some pretty good work there for a while.
Sure. I mean, timing wise, he could have totally landed in like Wrecking Crew territory. Like that group of studio musicians who did, I mean, their credits are exhaustive. I think we've mentioned them before because they played on Pet Sounds.
Right.
They kind of took over for the Beach Boys on a lot of the instrumentation on that because they were just master studio musicians. So maybe he falls in with them. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, I agree with you, man. The music in this movie is extraordinary. It's super fun. Most of it is a really hooky earworm, and they did a great job at representing so many different styles that were popular of the time.
Yeah. Above all, this is a movie you can tell was made with so much love and so much care and respect for the nostalgia that they just did it so right.
They really did. And we're going to be doing it right next week when we're coming in hard with yet another thing that has no technical visual property to go along with it. It's an album that lives by itself called Vincent LaGuardia Gambini Sings Just For You.
That's right. It's Joe Pesci's record.
Yeah, where he plays Vinny from My Cousin Vinny.
Yes, in character.
Yes, crazy. What a wild concept album we're about to cover next week. I'm sure that this is the first time you've ever heard about this happening, listener, and I love that for you.
Well, hopefully you've listened to our Macho Man record episode. If you haven't, check that one out and get excited for more novelty CDs as fictional characters. Super excited.
So, if you had a good time today talking about the Wonders and all of the fictional artists from Playtone Records, please give this podcast a rating and review on whatever platform you're listening on. And if it happens to be YouTube, please give us a thumbs up and a subscribe.
Yep, do all that and find us everywhere at fictionradiopod.com and contact us at fictionradiopod@gmail.com.
See you next week for some Joe Pesci action.
Watching movies, jamming out. K-Flix 198.4 Fiction Radio.